Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
There was a different car in our parking spot, and we weren't sure what was happening, and it was just really shocking for everybody.
A local mom was left stranded with her 3 small children after her car was stolen. She says she's shocked that it happened here in Fargo in broad daylight. But Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall finds out it's more common than you might think.
It started off as an exciting family trip to the Fargo Library. Lindsay Johnson says her 8-year-old daughter was turning in her summer reading log. Afterwards, the family planned to celebrate her success.
It was a really big achievement for her. So it was really exciting.
But when the family tried to leave the library, they couldn't find their car.
I just immediately checked my purse and had that sinking feeling when you realize that your keys aren't there, your car's not where it was.
Johnson says her keys must have fallen out of her purse as she wrangled her 3 small children out of their car seats. All the thief had to do was pick up the keys and go.
It's a crazy thing to happen, especially around here. And that's what a lot of people at the library were saying too. They're just like, it's so un-Fargo-ish.
Johnson says she was especially shocked because she thinks of the FM area as being safe. But the numbers tell a different story.
According to crime maps for our area, there have been 16 stolen vehicle reports over the last 15 days. In Moorhead, 104 cars were stolen in 2017, a 14% increase over 2016. In Fargo, 209 cars were stolen in 2017, which is down from the year before, but still represents a rising trend over the last 5 years. While the data may shock Johnson, it doesn't surprise everyone.
I've lived in this town for about 40 years now.
Orlin Schneider has seen a lot of change in the area, and not all of it has been good.
I came in this town in 1978. My personal opinion, it was a lot nicer then.
But while Schneider may think the area is getting tougher, Johnson still has hope in her local community.
I put it on the Lost and Found on Facebook, and it got shared a whole bunch, so I'm hoping people are kind of, keeping an eye out.
Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Johnson's car is a black 4-door Pontiac G6 with license plate 246MEN. If you see it, contact Fargo Police. We have new information tonight. Authorities have confirmed that an elderly woman who was involved in a crash near Edgeley, North Dakota, has died as a result of her injuries. 85-year-old Jean Hansen of Aberdeen, South Dakota, died on Sunday after being airlifted to a Fargo hospital. Law enforcement say that a male driver failed to stop at a stop sign Saturday afternoon, and the truck and livestock trailer he was driving was hit by Hansen's vehicle. 21-year-old Jose Mendoza Sanchez of Edgeley was arrested and faces multiple charges, including reckless endangerment. There's no word yet on whether those charges will be amended. A West Fargo man is frustrated with police after they told him they cannot identify the 6 people who beat him up in downtown Fargo 2 weeks ago. It's a story you only saw here on Valley News Live, when 22-year-old Bailey Varberg had to have his jaw wired shut after he says he was assaulted. Now police tell Varberg the city camera that caught the assaults was in a bad place, and the footage was too dark and grainy to get a suspect ID. Without knowing what the footage looks like, we talked with a local expert who says cameras may not even help in this situation.
You can see both sides of the street. It's wide. You can see the buildings up to the top floor, and you can see all the way down the street. That's great. But in order to see, for example, that assault that happened, they would have had to have a camera trained in on that front of the building itself to see who it was and try to identify them.
Fisher says lighting and clothing could also play roles in not being able to identify someone. He says adding more cameras as well as having cameras with infrared lights would help, but wouldn't totally take away the graininess. Varberg says he will need at least one more surgery until he is fully recovered. Big Irv's Bar and Grill in Horace is set to host a benefit for him on August 17th to help with medical costs. A 56-year-old man is facing 19 drug-related charges after being arrested in Foster County earlier today. Brian Wagner is currently being held at the Stutzman County Correctional Center in Jamestown on charges of ingestion and possession of a controlled substance, as well as intent to deliver drugs. Wagner was found with marijuana, meth, LSD, hash, hydrocodone, oxycodone, and tramadol. According to court records, Wagner has a history of drug charges that date back to 1998. If you liked today's hot weather, there's more on the way. Hutch, what's happening overnight?
Well, right now, most of us are enjoying very quiet conditions, still very mild for this time of the evening. We're in the mid-70s here in the FM area. 70 in Roseau, 78 this hour in Devil's Lake. A look at the radar shows a couple of isolated thunder showers in northeast North Dakota and some heading right towards Devil's Lake, but they're fast-moving, quick, heavy showers, all with a little bit of lightning. Here's a look at that shower heading in on the western shores of the big lake itself, mainly south of Leeds and Highway 2 at this hour. Not much in the way of severe risk as we go through the overnight hours. Our shower chances look like they could continue to percolate now. That's an update from the 6 o'clock hour. So spotty showers during the overnight with 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder and some heavy rain in very localized areas. Looks like we get even hotter as we go through the work week. Details on that here in a moment.
Okay, thanks, Hutch. Fargo police are looking into a series of break-ins at some Fargo businesses overnight. Curious Kids Childcare, Happy Harry's Liquor, Cactus Jack's Saloon, and Used a Bit Pawn on Main Avenue were targets of burglars. In several of the cases, windows were smashed out. Only Curious Kids Childcare reported some money being stolen. A surveillance camera caught a glimpse of a dark figure, but not enough for a description. It's not known if the same person or persons are responsible for all 4 of these burglaries. A 64-year-old man from Grand Forks is dead after being pulled from Devil's Lake. It happened around 4 yesterday afternoon. Ramsey County Sheriff Steve Nelson says the man was launching his boat when it came off his trailer and the wind started to push it away from the shore. The sheriff says the man jumped into the water and tried to swim to the boat, but it continued to float farther away. The man eventually got tired and started to swim back to shore before he went underwater. Another boat was able to find the man, pulled him from the water, and brought him to shore. He was taken to the Devil's Lake Hospital, where he died. His name has not been released. A 50-year-old man was killed in a crash in Dilworth this morning. The Dilworth Police Department was called to a single vehicle crash around 1:30 a.m. at the corner of 9th Street Southwest and 4th Avenue Southwest in Dilworth. Police say the vehicle left the road and ended up in the ditch close to the BNSF property. Firefighters used the jaws of life to pull the man from the vehicle. His name has not been released. We are only 2 days away from FM Pride celebrations taking place all over the Fargo-Moorhead area. The celebrations are organized by volunteers who are dedicated to building a healthy LGBTQ community with events that promote a positive image of diversity through visibility, education, and involvement. Pride events will kick off Thursday with all-ages bowling starting at 6 p.m. at All-Star Bowl in Moorhead, and will continue into Sunday with a parade at 2 p.m. in the downtown Fargo area. For more information on the FM Pride celebration and a full list of events, look for this story on our website. Still to come tonight, as parents prepare for back-to-school season, a common classroom product has been recalled. Up next, we catch up with a young team from Fargo looking to make waves on a national stage.